Welcome back to the Green Beans Go channel. It's your host, me. Two things. One, I'm sorry for Tuesday. I did my Dinger Tuesday video, and then I started to feel really sick, and my day got busy, and I didn't get out a Threesday video, and I learned that you guys are absolute fiends. The amount of messages I got on Reddit, comments, are you doing a Threesday video? I appreciate it very much, but I had no idea you guys like this content so much. So kind of flattering, but also kind of scary, because this promo kind of sucks. I'm frustrated with it. The free bets are saving me. I've given advice in the past about putting some free bets on guys as kind of a hedge, and I've hit more of those than I have actual wagers. So $10 and $25 version of this promo is awesome, and the $50 version is if your bankroll is big enough and you can stomach the roller coaster, then it's fine. But a lot of people are voicing that they are small-time bettors and they've got bumped to 50 and they don't know what to do. Guys, don't get FOMO. If you want to sit it out, it's not a big deal. You will survive if you don't play this promo, okay? Also, I got into some poison ivy this weekend, and it's on my face, and I have cream on it. So just that's why that's the state of the matter right now. So you can ignore that. If you want to follow me on TikTok and Twitter, you can. I track all the data, but I'm assuming you guys already know that by now if you are here. And always try to get value early. I saw somebody post that Kyle Lowry was good at 6-1 5 minutes ago, and we will talk about what his price is now because small slate today, playoffs, only 3 games. Cleveland, Orlando is the worst game that you could play in terms of expected threes. New York, Philly, Denver, LA are both solid. You should get about $25 in free bets on either of those. I would give those a B rating and this a C rating. Ultimately, I think we have to find value in players because we're probably going to return about a $25 free bet no matter how you slice it. So let's talk about Cleveland and Orlando. And you can see that Strus and Georgie Niang are probably the best guys, but Niang was out of the lineup when Niang was in the lineup when Mitchell was out, but Mitchell is back in. So, he has been pretty dominant for this promo, as has Strus, as has Garland. All of those odds are reflective of that. If you want to talk about value, I suppose we can look towards Gary Harris. He is a guy who shoots a ton of threes early and often. That's pretty much all he does for this team. He has 7 attempts and he's made 5 of them. A lot of those were late March, so he hasn't really had success lately. Jonathan Isaac's data is also not in this because he's a guy who has been hurt and has just been inserted into the lineup, taking the place of Wendell Carter, who had a decent run at this promotion. Jalen Suggs at 425 isn't horrible. Banchero here at 6 shots and no makes. So if you want to believe in the do factor, maybe you look at Banchero at 10-1. Good free bet spot potentially, but again, not a game I'm probably going to play because of the expectation of lower total threes. Knicks and Philadelphia. Game goes back to Philly. This series has been great in terms of just viewing it from a sports fan's perspective. A lot of games going down to the wire. That's what you like in the playoffs. Maxey has dominated for Philly, and his odds reflect that at 330. Kyle Lowry has taken 5 and made 1. Tobias Harris has taken 7 and made 2. 7 is actually the second most on this team, and he's sitting at 12-1. So if you like a long shot, Tobias Harris may be worth a look there for Philly. As for the Knicks, very small amount of players shooting the first 3. DiVincenzo shot 11, made 5. Obviously, that's reflected. McBride is someone who started for a little bit, but Anunoby's back, so McBride is not in the lineup. Josh Hart has shot 3 and made 2. He went through a spell of just not shooting threes for this team, and something has changed in the dynamics of this offense, and they are allowing Josh Hart to shoot threes, and Philadelphia is actually not guarding him. They're giving him the Lou Dort treatment of 2020, where they just said, you can't hit, we're going to leave you open. Last game, I think he had 4 threes, so something to watch. If they continue with that, and they're just going to leave Josh Hart open, he has shown, at least last game and in this series, that he's not afraid to shoot the 3. So at 11-1, it may be worth it. Now, Philadelphia could change their game plan and say, he killed us last game, we're going to put a hand on his face, and that could change. So Josh Hart has my attention at 11-1. Tobias Harris has my attention at 12-1. Jalen Brunson at 5-1 I think is awfully solid as well. Joel Embiid is hard to really gauge because he has been hurt, but since he's been back from injury, he shot the first 3 twice. So maybe you're getting a soft line here at 900 because Draftkings doesn't know quite how to price him based on how he's been injured. There's your scope for there. Kyle Lowry, as you see, is 475. He was 600 just a bit ago. So these lines just continue to die and die quickly. Last game of the night is Denver and Lakers. Game goes back to LA. And obviously, you're drawn to Hachimura's number here at 10 attempts and 7 made. And then you look over and you see his price at 10 to 1, and that looks fantastic. But I have been on Hachimura for the last 2 weeks, and he seems to cash on days that are not Tuesday, Thursday. I don't know what that means. I also think he has taken a back seat for this offense as the playoffs have started. He has not been very productive at all. He's been a little bit shy to shoot. So keep that in mind as you look towards this. Anthony Davis at 50 to 1 is interesting. And Aaron Gordon at 30 to 1, a guy who's taken 2 for this team and hit 1, is interesting. Not guys I'd put $50 on, but maybe a $5 free bet could get you somewhere. Jokic at 13 to 1 feels like a big name that they're just nerfing because they can. I don't think there's value even at 13 to 1 with him on this team. LeBron, crazy enough, has only shot 1 first 3 since the All-Star break. What? Like that's unbelievable. And he hit. So 750, maybe you like that. Contavious Caldwell-Pope, 4 and 2 is pretty good, 750. Austin Reeves, I think, is even pretty good. Shot 8, made 3 at 550. Jamal Murray has shot 4, made 3 at 500. Like, this is probably the game that has the most value top to bottom, but I think that's also because it has the most opportunities for someone to hit a 3. There are 8 guys on here who have a semi-realistic shot to make it. Of course, Michael Porter Jr. is the king for Denver, 10 and made 4. So do with this what you will, obviously. My advice is do what you're comfortable with, play what you can, use some free bets as a little bit of a hedge if you feel comfortable doing that. I typically like to promote really solid investments in sports betting. I've talked about it before. I'm not the biggest gambler by and large. I like to back things up with insurances, with promos. I like to be smart. I like to get a fair price on things, but also look at it from a handicapping perspective. I don't like this promo. It drives me nuts. But we only have a few weeks left, so I'm going to keep playing it. As always, guys, thank you for coming by. Don't get poison ivy on your face. And if you're interested in a very long rant that I have put out today about MLB home run bets and plus EV home run bets and how to gauge if a home run bet is truly plus EV and if the home run market is fair and if books are screwing you over and if tons of other questions, you can check that out. I'll link that here. It's a long video. It's more of a podcast, but I walk through a lot of things and talk about a lot of things. So if sports betting is interesting to you and getting into the weeds a little bit is interesting to you, check out that video. You might enjoy it. You might not. And that's okay. Other than that, we shall see you next Tuesday or before if I make another 26-minute video about sports betting. See you later.